Good morning and welcome to Asia Business Morning. I'm Farland Chang. International Monetary Fund Director Michel Camdessus says the Asian economic crisis is over. But he says Japan and Europe need to stimulate their economies more. Good morning and welcome to Asia Business Morning this Thursday. I'm Farland Chang. Close but no cigar. The NASDAQ composite finishes just shy of its 50th record of the year, and the Dow ebbs lower. Let's go live to New York and Tony Guida for the details. Tony, almost but not quite for the NASDAQ, huh?
Exactly. Good morning, Farland.
Well, Asian markets waited for 2 days for Wall Street to provide direction, and what they got was a topsy-turvy session in the week's first day of trading in the U.S. In this Monday's Asia Rising segment, I visited Seattle, Washington in the Great Pacific Northwest to learn about Starbucks. The U.S. coffee company is percolating with plans to expand throughout Asia. Hello and welcome to Asia Business Morning. I'm Farland Chang. Asian markets will be the first to react to the news that Alice Rivlin, the U.S. Central Bank's vice chairperson, has resigned. The response could be negative. Good morning and welcome to Asia Business Morning. I'm Farland Chang. International Monetary Fund Director Michel Camdessus says the Asian economic crisis is over. But he says Japan and Europe need to stimulate their economies more. Camdessus' words could move markets here in Asia this morning. Another factor to be in the mix, Wall Street. Terry Keenan joins us live from New York with the details on that and more. Terry.
Thank you, Farland. Well, Texaco and Chevron say they're cutting off their Mer2 oil titans didn't see eye to eye on many issues, including price.
Thank you for that report. Well, Sino-U.S. trade relations get a shot in the arm. CNN has learned that President Clinton will renew most favored nation trading status for China. MFN, is now known as normal trading relations. CNN senior White House correspondent Wolf Blitzer reports on the Clinton move and how it could stir up Washington.
In what's expected to trigger a heated debate this summer with
Wolf Blitzer, CNN, the White House.
And what will the move by Washington mean for Asia? Financial editor Andrew Stevens is here with more on that. Andrew, does Asia care?
Well, I think that it does care, and they're going to greet this decision with relief, Farland. Now, up until 4 years ago, Asia used to hold its breath, waiting to see whether the US would renew what was known as
Andrei Sokolov. And now it is over to Farland Chang for the day's top business news on Asia Business Morning. Farland.
Thank you very much, Karuna. Good morning, everybody, on this Thursday in this half hour of Asia Business Morning. Stocks rebound on Wall Street. We'll have a live report from New York. Macau reverts to Chinese rule in 4 days, giving the territory's hotels reason to cheer. And turning ideas into profits. A pair of toy entrepreneurs do it every day at the Idea Factory. Asia Business Morning is next. Good morning. Welcome to Asia Business Morning. I'm Farland Chang. Mighty Microsoft gives Wall Street a shot in the arm. For details of the overnight rebound, let's go live to New York and Tony Guida. Hello, Tony.
Hi, Farland. Good morning. Yes, mighty Microsoft is part of those resilient
news on Asia Business Morning. Farland.
Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, everybody. In this half hour of Asia Business Morning, the NASDAQ's record-setting run-up cannot quite climb over the hill again this time. We'll go live to New York. Mighty Microsoft teams up with Ericsson to develop mobile internet services. What impact will that have on Ericsson's Symbian venture with Matsushita? And meet the man driving the success of one of China's most popular websites, Sohu.com. Asia Business Morning is next. Good morning and welcome to Asia Business Morning this Thursday. I'm Farland Chang. Close but no cigar. The NASDAQ composite finishes just shy of its 50th record of the year, and the Dow ebbs lower. Let's go live to New York and Tony Guida for the details. Tony, almost but not quite for the NASDAQ, huh?
Exactly. Good morning, Farland. It's a headline these days when the NASDAQ doesn't set a record.
Thanks for joining us here on Asia Business Morning. I'm Farland Chang. Well, Asian markets waited for 2 days for Wall Street to provide direction, and what they got was a topsy-turvy session in the week's first day of trading in the U.S. Dow Industrials first fell, then recovered at the close. For a recap of all the action, here's Beverly Shook in New York.
U.S. stocks saw a more wild pressure news desk in New York.
Cathay Pacific passengers must endure a 6th day of cancellations and delays in Hong Kong. Both pilots and management are digging in their heels as the pay dispute enters its 7th day. Cathay will ground 47 flights today, but the airline is planning to make up some of those by getting help from other carriers. That means only 26 flights will be completely canceled. One piece of good news for investors, Cathay's share price rebounded yesterday, although it gained back only about a quarter of what it lost the day before, closing 25 cents higher. More signs of recovery in South Korea. The government says its June trade surplus should fall by more than $1.7 billion compared to a year ago. The surplus shrank as Korean companies imported more. That's in line with the pickup in the economy. While this and other strong numbers are raising fears of inflation, officials say the central bank is expected to hold interest rates firm at its meeting this week. Just yesterday, state-run Korea Development Bank projected the economy would grow 6.3% this year. That's more than the government's previous forecast. The positive figures helped the Korean stock market rally 2.4% to finish at 753. Also rising on the back of the Korean economy, Pohang Iron and Steel, or POSCO, the world's second largest steel company, has revised its earnings forecast by more than 30% higher to more than $850 million. The company says it is betting on an increase in domestic sales to do the trick. POSCO's main shareholder, Korea Development Bank, is expected to sell its stake in the company by end of this year. The sale is part of a government privatization plan to attract foreign capital and bolster the economy. Japanese investors seem encouraged by rumors the government might abandon an unpopular sales tax. All it took to move markets was a report in a little-known stock market newspaper. It says Prime Minister Keizo Obuchi would suspend the 5% consumption tax in 2 weeks. The government denies that report, but the report did trigger a rise in stock prices, the yen, and Japanese government bonds. The Japanese economy is still badly in need of a boost. Car sales fell for the 26th straight month in a row. Last month, Toyota, which has weathered the storm pretty well, racked up an increase, but it was the only exception. The internet is playing an increasingly big role in Asian politics. From Indonesia to China, it has been used to broadcast political messages, ones often forced underground to dodge government bans. In our ongoing series on Asia and the internet, CNN's Andrew Stevens looks at the growing power of the internet as a political tool and what, if anything, governments can do about it.
Atrocities committed during Indonesia's bloody rioting last May, powerful tool, and a tool that will only become more powerful as Asia enters the new millennium. Farland.
Really interesting series so far, Andrew. What's up tomorrow?
Well, we're looking at a very interesting breed of people tomorrow, the venture capitalists, a new breed of venture capitalists who are marrying high-tech technology with Asian desires to get in onto the internet rush.
Good. Look forward to it. And coming up, when will Hong Kong investors have access to high-flying U.S. technology stocks right here on their hometown stock exchange? Find out when we return with an exclusive interview with the chief of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange.